Once upon a time there was a sailor. He had a beautiful house by the river. He had a very wise parrot. He was not only beautiful but also told people the solution to their problems. His fame spread far and wide. One day the sailor was fishing, and suddenly a very beautiful golden fish came in his net. When the sailor started cutting it, suddenly the fish started saying, "Leave me. Please leave me." The sailor was surprised to see the fish talking like a normal person. As the sailor was basically a kind-hearted person, he took pity on the golden fish and released the fish into the water. Suddenly the fish changed into the form of a fairy, and the fairy thanked the sailor and told him that a genie had turned me into a golden fish by the power of his magic, and said, "It's your luck if someone catches you and cut it and eat it or leave it. It's good that I fell into the hands of a good person. If it was someone else, he would have bitten me and eaten me. If I could be of any use to you in life, remember me. I will help you." Saying this, she disappeared. One day the king of that country went hunting. He spent the whole day looking for prey until he came close to the sailor's house while passing through the forest. When his soldiers told him about this rare parrot, he was amazed and wanted to see it. When the king saw the parrot, the king liked the parrot very much. He called the sailor to the court and asked him to give me this rare parrot. The sailor was very worried and said that "I love this parrot more than my own life. Oh my lord, how can I give it to you?" Then the king said, "I will build you a palace." But still the sailor did not agree. So the king said, "Then my condition is that you answer my 2 questions. If you cannot answer my questions, then this parrot is mine. And if you answer, then I will not only let the parrot stay with you, but I will also give you so much wealth that your 7 generations will live very luxuriously." The sailor asked, "What are those 2 questions?" The king said, "My first question is, what is that thing which is attached behind each other? My second question is, what are the 2 things that first become 4, then 2, and then 3? The king gave him a week's time. The sailor, after hearing these questions of the king, came home and was worried. All the time he was thinking about both questions. His nights of sleep were disturbed, but he could not find answers to these questions. Eventually, the parrot would also look at his master in dismay. One day he asked, "What is going on? Tell me and I will solve your problem." The sailor told him his problem and said that tomorrow is the last day, and if I don't tell the king the answers to his questions by tomorrow morning, he will take you forever. The parrot kept thinking. Suddenly he remembered that a few days ago the sailor had told him the story of the golden fish. He said that he should seek help from this good-hearted fairy. As soon as the thought of the fairy came, he thought and remembered it. After a while the fairy appeared. The sailor told the fairy the whole incident with the king. The fairy told the sailor the answers to both questions in a minute. He thanked the fairy and slept soundly at night. Early in the morning, when the king's soldiers came to the sailor to call him, he accompanied them to the court. When the king was thinking that the sailor would not get the answers to these questions, now he will hand over his rare parrot to me. He asked, "Have you brought the answers to my 2 questions?" Mullah replied that the first question you asked is, "What are the things that are behind each other?" The answer is that they are day and night that follow each other. You ask the second question, "What is that thing that first becomes 4, then 2, and then 3? So the answer is, that thing is human walking. First, when a person is a small child, he walks with 2 hands and 2 feet. That is, he walks with 4 things. Then when he grows up, he walks with 2 legs. And when he becomes old, with 2 legs and a crutch. That is, with 3 things runs." The king was surprised to hear this reply of the sailor. When he asked who told you the answers to these questions, he told the story of the good-hearted fairy. So the king abandoned the decision to get the parrot and gave the sailor a lot of wealth. That's why children say that if you do good to everyone, you will be good to yourself.